With the budget tomorrow, there's a lot of speculation about possible changes, but today I wanted to focus on corporation tax, particularly the corporate tax roadmap that was published this time last year in Budget 2024. So I'm going to explain, based on what's in that document, why I don't hopefully expect any negative surprises tomorrow. So the corporate tax roadmap is essentially the government's promise of stability for the duration of this parliament. Right from the forward, the government says that they are determined to provide the stability needed for businesses to make investments. And that roadmap reflects the high appetite for policy stability following considerable changes in recent years. So they're explicitly acknowledging that businesses and tax experts want predictability, stability, and certainty, and they frame the entire roadmap around those three principles. In other words, this document is essentially a commitment not to shake things up. So hopefully tomorrow we will see that adhered to. One of the biggest commitments is the headline corporation tax rate, which is capped at 25% for the entire Parliament. But they also confirm that the small profits rate will stay as it is, the marginal relief stays put, and no changes to the fundamental structure of what is taxable. So this is the clearest signal possible that the government is not planning any rate increases and is actively trying to reassure businesses that the era of rapid fire changes is over. And I think that's really important if we're trying to get investment in from offshore as well. So international firms moving to the UK, having this promise of stability should hopefully aid their decision to move here. So if there's one area where instability has frustrated businesses, it's capital allowances. The roadmap acknowledges that by talking about significant instability and unpredictability in recent years. And so what are they looking to do there? They're locking everything in. Permanent full expenses remains, making the UK the only major economy with a permanent system. Annual investment allowance to stay at £1 million. Writing down allowances will stay. Structures and buildings allowance will stay. So all of these commitments they made this time last year to ensure the stability for companies and SMEs. They also promised simplification, not just new restrictions. These are pro-investment commitments, and again, they lean towards stability, not cuts or clawbacks. The roadmap openly states that the government wants to maintain the generosity of R&D reliefs, and that after years of change, it's now time to prioritise stability. They're not tightening the reliefs, they're tightening the administration to reduce fraud. And we've seen that. We've seen a lot of inquiries into R&D in order to ensure they are genuine claims. So again, no negative policy changes expected here, only operational improvements, which is absolutely key to closing that tax gap. The roadmap also confirms patent box stays unchanged, intangible assets regime stays, creative sector credits will stay. These regimes have often been eyed for reform in the past, so an explicit commitment in the roadmap to maintain them is meaningful. On international tax, transfer pricing, Pillar 2, that type of thing, the roadmap promises consultation and incremental tweaks rather than sweeping new taxes. They specifically highlight removing burdens where possible, like potentially eliminated UK to UK transfer pricing. Again, nothing really here hints at any major revenue raising or tightening tomorrow. Basically, this roadmap, it emphasises predictability, stability, certainty, competitiveness, and multi-year commitments across the tax regime. And that's important. A lot of this is all about we are making these commitments until the end of this parliament. It openly acknowledges that unexpected changes in the past harmed business confidence and the positions this government as the one ending this cycle. We shall see tomorrow. Of course, anything's possible, but based on the roadmap, the government is signalling that corporation tax changes tomorrow will be minimal, stable, and business friendly. So what should SMEs be thinking about at this stage? If they haven't already, I would say potential increases on dividends, possibly. If you're planning on paying a dividend, it's worth getting that in today before tomorrow's budget, just in case there are increases. I know there's a lot of speculation around income tax seems to have died away, but I still hear people talking about potentially that doesn't include dividends, and there may be an open to increasing rates on dividends as that affects fewer individuals.
As always, like, comment, share. It lets me know that these videos are well received. And if you have any comments or interpretation of this legislation, really interested to hear everyone's thoughts.